there's no obligation. You do have a right to a private. I find that conversation, granted, you and I can do an entire podcast just on that,
Yeah.
but you know,
That's
right?
that's an existential question to ponder. Because I don't know, I think if you're talking and honest about yourself, that's makes for a better podcast, and I guess that gives you the right to then talk about other people, but I don't know. It's all too much. And
A
speaking of too
lot.
much, it just keeps coming. The housewives keep coming. Bethenny and Luann. You were explaining to me there's a little sort of weird fighting, but not fighting, started as a compliment, but was taken not as a compliment. Explain.
Well, Bethany has spoken out. Look, the new Real Housewives of New York, let's just put it this way. It's not great. It's not good. I mean, it's hard to watch. It's clear these people don't know each other, and the ratings really have suffered. Now, the ratings got a huge boost last week because they put it after Beverly Hills Housewives. And that I don't think is going to change. People are actually upset in the comments that the ratings have increased by being after Beverly Hills because now people are afraid that it's not going to be canceled. And people actually want it to be canceled. Granted, you could just turn the channel, everybody. You don't have to keep watching it. But Bethenny has spoken out and said, it's not great. And she gave a compliment to like the OGs, including herself. So that was nice considering, her and Luann and Ramona, they've all had their ups and downs. Then she does go on to kind of put down the other OGs and to say, like, the way Bravo kicked them out, it was out with the old and in with the new. And these are ladies that certainly need a paycheck. So the more she talked, she kind of took herself out of the negative part of this statement and just left the others, which really was reminding everyone, like, don't forget that I sold my company, for this much. And I just bought my new Hamptons house. And so it's kind of like when Luann was asked about it, like how great, your friend that you've had some issues with has given you a compliment. Luann's like, well, I don't know if this was exactly a compliment. And it is true. Bethenny does like these backhanded compliments.
Well, yeah, but that's part of her shtick.
Her charm.
Shtick, charm, call it what you want. But it was very much, hi, here's a compliment. Now I take it back, and now I'm giving you a backhanded compliment, and you're not invited for dinner at the New Hamptons house. I don't know. It's all very. Now, have you been to the Hamptons house?
I have not been to her New Hamptons house. I've been to Luann's Hamptons house, and Luann, has run into Bethenny over the summer, and they had a moment, and then that didn't really go well because they took a picture, and Bethenny put it on her social, and Luann was like, well, obviously it became a thing. By the way, even more interesting, I don't know, we didn't talk about this yesterday, but Luann in the same interview came out and said that she was making out with Pierre's, which is in Bridgehampton, with Hugh Grant, of all people.
Hugh Grant?
This is what Luann says. And
wait,
Hugh
so who?
Grant,
Wait. Who was making out with Hugh Grant?
Luann.
Okay.
Says that. Yeah.
Luann claims she was making out with Hugh Grant, but wasn't she also the one that claimed she was making out with hottie captain? What's his face? Captain Jason?
Yeah, she's claimed some stuff about him too.
Okay, so Hugh Grant then came out and said,
Well, he has responded and said, now this is all in the past, but he has said today, just a day later, steady on. I do remember meeting a charming Roni in a restaurant. He spelled Roni wrong. I can't believe he even knows what a Roni is, but I'd like to stress it was about 15 years ago. I don't recall shots or kissing, but her memory might be better than mine. Is
okay,
this just the British gentleman way of saying,
maybe.
I have no idea what this woman is talking about?
Well, but he's saying 15 years ago, could have, maybe. I was single. I now have 5 kids, and I went to the Taylor Swift concert with my daughter. That's what I'm reading. That's what I'm hearing.
Okay. I love how you bring Taylor Swift into everything, Melissa. You just find a way, don't you?
But they all went to the concert. His social about that concert was hilarious. And I follow like anything Hugh Grant does because he is so cranky and so crabby and so funny. I just saw a clip of him talking about his pet peeves, and it was hilarious. But I remember his post was hilarious about like, thank you for making this old man have a good time.
Taylor Swift brings out the joy in everyone, doesn't she?
She does. She does. But let's stay on Housewives. And I quote you, about Beverly Hills. This is the season of Dorit, and she is, and I'm quoting you, coming in hot.
She is coming hot. Apparently, she's going to be hot all season. This is the season of Dorit. This meme has gone viral. There was a scene at the end where she is driving down Laurel Canyon. Apparently, she was being chased by paparazzi because it was like right after her announced that she was splitting from PK, and she lights up a cigarette. Now, I am not a smoker. I find smoking it's not my thing in any way, shape, or form. But she takes this long cigarette and I've never seen someone smoke so elegantly. And this has become a meme that, because a lot of these housewives do smoke and they don't smoke on air. Like Luann smokes, Teresa puffs every now and then. They don't do it on air though. So the audience has gone crazy. Like she has actually figuratively and literally come in hot. But yes, she is not taking it from Kyle this season. And she is just like, our friendship is fractured and I don't want to hear it. She's meeting the new housewife within 3 seconds. She's like, great. I'm Dorit. I'm going through a separation and my husband is an alcoholic. So it's very nice to meet you. It's just, right? So it's funny, right? Like you didn't even see the scene and you're laughing. This is truly how it is. And so I am so here for it. I am so here for this season of Dorit. I am alive. I am awake. I am happy.
Do we think this is going to be her last season? Maybe she's got this master plan in her head and she's like, fuck it. I'm going big.
No, but a lot of people think that I think she was pulled aside and said, like, this is going on in your life. Like, just come in guns blazing. You have to show it. Like, we all have your back. I feel that happened, but I don't think there is this thing where she keeps getting asked in interviews like, well, you were going to maybe not come back. So this is why you're acting this way. And she's like, this isn't why I'm acting this way. This really is what's happening. Like her and Kyle really did have a falling out, and I think they're in a somewhat better place today, but they don't want to reveal too much. But no, I think she was told, like, just let it hang out. That's what the people are going to love. And the producers were right. Like, we are loving this.
But I love her. She's just like, on it. Now, Andy Cohen's comments about the overnight ratings. What was that?
Well, he says, so a lot of people housewife ratings in general are down. Even Beverly Hills is down a little bit, but it actually did way better than everything else. He's saying that the overnight ratings don't really count. Like, don't count out. I'm always like, but if you're comparing apples to apples, yes, everything increases in playback, right?
Ratings. You used to wait for the overnights. Then with TiVo, it became what they called live and then live +3 because they figured that people were going to watch within 3 days. Now with